Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fixture, on the show this evening as the one and only Southside and Big AK. How we doing, boys?
Evening, Oxshire. Evening, Southside. Evening, Rangers Radio listeners.
Evening, Ox. Good to be on with AK tonight, and good evening to everyone listening in this evening on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere else we're out there.
Yes, how are you, Southside? Recovered?
Aye, mate, aye. It's a long day yesterday, isn't it? It's a long day. But it's a fruitful one, mate, a fruitful one.
Common sense in Scottish football, AK. It'll never catch on, will
it? No, but it's only been that way for 150 odd years, so no point in changing it now.
Maybe the first 50 we were all right, you know. Pioneers there again. Anyway, yep. Get your thoughts, AK.
Comfortable win, a good one. 3-0, place which has been sticky for us our recent years, so we would have took that before the start, definitely. Good to see Igamane and Danilo in the score sheet again, and of course Tavernier popping up with another goal, so 3-0, aye, that'll do. A good week's work.
Aye. Listen, obviously the weather wasn't as bad as it could have been, but the surface wasn't great Southside.
No, it wasn't really. I thought their surface sometimes isn't too bad up there, I thought, our recent seasons, but this time it wasn't too great. But managed to play wee bits of football on it. I thought we done well. I thought we started well. Similar to what AK's saying, I thought we were comfortable in the whole game from start to finish ups on that surface.
We started the game really well, Southside.
Aye, just what we spoke about during the week. When you're going to these sort of places, you've got to go and try and get a good start against teams, whether it be at home, because you know what happens with the time wasting and stuff. They try to take the sting out of the game. So we always look to try and start early, and it was a fair strike for Igamane. It was a nice run for Yefty, and he just had it first time up. First time, and it went right in the top corner.
You don't shoot, you don't score, Kate?
Oh, definitely. I listened to the after show yesterday. Robert Warrell said it nicely. You don't buy a raffle ticket, you'll not win the raffle. So he had a shot for distance, taking a slight clip, and it looked to the keeper. But I think it was on target anyway, so I think he did well to get there. But a nice tidy finish with Igamane, and good to see him carry on his run of form in recent games. I think is that 4 he scored in the last 3. So good stuff.
4-4, mate. 4-4, yeah.
4-4, good.
Yeah, so decent numbers, mate, eh?
100%. That's what you're looking off of your strikers, isn't it? Your forward line, all starting to score. Cherny as well, Dickman with goals, Hadji assists, and even Captain James Henry Tavernier on the score sheet as well, which is good to see because we weren't getting that productivity out of him earlier on.
I'm sure we'll get to that. We're just at the start of the game. Let's not get to it. You know. Bit premature there for AK, not for the first time, Southside.
That's just rumours, you.
Says he goes longer than the kettle.
There's a little drop of water in it, but right, okay. So listen, Southside, we started the game okay. We got that bit of luck with a goal. You thought at the time you didn't think it took a deflection, but I think there was a wee nick in. You maybe seen it back in the early.
I might have. I don't even really know. I've seen it back, but at the time, from where I was in the ground, I seen it all the way, and I thought, if that's in, you know, the goalie was a bit off his line, but it was just the way you hit it. It was certainly flying into that top corner where it went. you know. But whether it took that sort of bit of deflection or no, I don't think it was anything major, was it? I've even looked it back. I'm still finding it hard to see what did he do? Who did it hit?
I just took a slight nick, I think, AK. I don't know what you thought, yeah?
Aye. I think the defender tried to... He put his leg up trying to block it, and I think it just clipped his foot or his leg or something, and it kind of dipped to the keeper into the far corner. So, aye. But I think it was on target, though. So,
aye. Listen, it might have still went in. You'll never know, you know what I mean? When you see the one, the Man United goal in the other day, if you hit the target, you might score Southside.
Well, that's it. It's something that only certain players in our team done. Sort of had a wee shot from outside the box from time to time, but he was in a good spot when you have to just laid it back to him, and he just smashed it, you know, and with precision as well. And it was some goal, you know. He's certainly impressing me. The more I'm watching him, obviously,
I like him.
He's got a lot of attributes to his game, hasn't he?
Not saying he's a finished article, same as Jeff did, but I like him. There's potential there. But what suit, only time will tell. I'll leave you two gentlemen to chat. I'll be right back, yeah?
No worries. AK, what have you thought of Igamane yourself? He has got certain attributes, hasn't he, for what we've just sort of noticed since he's come in.
Aye. Listen, you're right. I mean, physical specimen that he is, you know, you can only kind of judge him on appearance so far, particularly early in the season. When you see him, he's quite stocky and he's strong. Couple of the early games where he appeared as a sub, he looked as if he had nice touches, and then he got a start against Hibs at Ibrox. And to be honest with you, he didn't cover himself in glory that day, and I'm like, is this going to be a good buyer? As you know, but what we don't know behind the scenes, and obviously the recent documentary he done there, the boy doesn't speak a word of English, so he was probably finding it hard to communicate in the dressing room. I think Weir Askin speaks a bit of French, so that's obviously helped him communicate with the players, with his teammates. Obviously, Clement speaks French as well, so he's just getting used to his environment and getting used to his teammates, you know, and all that comes with time. And he's only 22, so he's a young guy in a foreign country, and we probably don't appreciate how difficult that is for him to fit into the environment. But what is football day talking? The boy's obviously building up relationships with his teammates. He's getting used to the sort of style and football, and you know the instructions of what the manager's wanting. So he's getting used to all that, and now you're seeing the benefits of him, you know, gelling into that system. So the goals, as long as he keeps producing the goals, Southside, that's all we're worried about.
Aye, and he's scored all different sort of types of goals since what we've seen. He's capable at the moment. And I agree with you. It's something that, listen, a lot of fans don't look at that outside it. You think about it, but you don't give it a lot of thought when you're talking about him coming to a new country. The level of football he was playing at. And then he's had to come out here, and then we're actually trying to make him a better player, learn him things, see the qualities he had, and try and bring it out in him. And then now Clement's had a chance that he's come back fit, and it's just sort of coincided with Danilo as well, being back fit and getting a chance to get games. But I think he's looked decent. I still think he lacks a wee bit of awareness at times in certain things, but I think he's close control. I think he's aware that way. I think he sees things. I think he's got good close control, and you can certainly see that he's got an eye for goal, that he wants to go and have a shot when he can, and picks up pockets of space. And I think it's just a bit learning more with the players round about him, the way the team's starting to sort of gel with the two strikers up front. I think in the movement, I think it's looking good for him, AK. But I thought he was a wee bit away for that. For a couple of times I'd seen him come on and done the wee bit part. But when you see him now, he's looking more accomplished now. But he's still a way off. I think he's still got a lot more potential to show us.
Oh, absolutely. I can't agree more with that. I mean, you think about it, I mean, even like say star strikers going to another country and that, I mean, I know it's changed days, but Ian Rush, European Cup winner, left Liverpool to go to Juventus, you know, and he struggled over there. you know, and that's a guy that's won European Cups and that, but obviously the environment didn't suit him. I think the famous quote is, nobody speaks English, you're here and quickly return back to Liverpool. So you can just understand, you put yourself in the boys' boots there, you can understand how difficult it must be to fit into that new environment. I think even Morelos, I mean, in his early years, had the same difficulties, you know, coming from Colombia, and there's no many Spanish-speaking people around about him. So, but he's getting there now. He's got an interpreter in there. As I said, he's speaking French to Raskin and Clement, and I think he's taking English lessons as well, which will help him. So no, the signs are good. 22-year-old. He was bought as a prospect, you know, to hopefully sell for decent money in the future. But if he can do a job for us in at least 2-3 years, then brilliant.
Aye, I think I can see. I think the way he's gone now anyway, and sort of I'm watching him and I've seen a wee extra development in him since the last time. You can see him getting better as the weeks have gone on. Plus he's scoring. So I will make continue. AK, it's something that we wanted to see, and we had high hopes for him. He might be a wee bit ahead of schedule. I don't know what Phil Clement and the backroom team thought, but he said we had to get him when we bought him for that sort of price. And it's down to us to develop him, make him a better player, as well as the qualities that he's got. So something to look forward to as the season goes on, and hopefully we'll have him for quite a while until maybe some club sees enough in him that they want to come in and pay a big transfer fee. But his wee strike partner is a double act at the moment, as they have been up there. Danilo, he manages to make his take the lead and go 2-0 up. When I seen it at the time, AK, I just thought it would have been easier. He could have jogged out towards the goalkeeper and maybe made him hurry up and make a kick. But he just decided he sort of sprinted towards the goalie, and he just sort of looks like maybe he just took that wee touch and the ball just went away from him. But he went in and got the block on it, which got as a second goal, and it was a tight angle. It might look easy when you see it, but it was a tight angle. I think it was the only way you could finish it, just touching it along the ground. I don't think you could lift it or anything. So when that put us 2-0 up.
No, you're right. You're right, and it's something that we could have improved on. And obviously, the Danilo being up there with Igamane has probably helped him settle into the team, because that game that I spoke about against Hibs, he was a lone man up front with probably Czerny and it might have been McCausland or something that day. So there's gaps there that, and he was getting isolated, and it probably wasn't his own doing. So Danilo being up there in close quarters to him certainly helps Igamane. And you're right, going on the goal there, I think the surface might have had something to do with that. Obviously, Ross County like to, as it is now, with all teams, they like to try and play out for the back, possession football, you know, but you need to press and you need to look for these sort of things where the keeper has a heavy touch. Danilo, you know, interpreted it nicely. The heavy touch was there. He nicked it off the goalie and rounded him. And as you say, that was a clever finish, a cute finish for a tight angle, and he put us 2-0 up. And that would be just about in front of you for where you were.
Aye, it was. That's what I said. It was really a tight angle. When I first seen the ball going back to the goalkeeper, I never really gave it much of a thought. I didn't think like he would really have chased him down. I know the goalie sort of took it to the left. Maybe they did something that we had studied as a club. Maybe they looked at the goalkeeper and maybe thought he only uses his left foot. He can't use his right foot. I don't know. But Danilo certainly chased it in and got his reward. And that was a pleasing thing about it. But he actually got the reward. It could have come off him and went out for a bye kick. But in that sort of surface and the way it was, it just sort of rolled in, and it wasn't going really as if it was about to roll out. Might have slowed down before the line, but it was a nice tap in. Fair there, and that's him scoring again. Gets himself another goal, boosts his confidence, and it's something that we've been looking for since the two of them have come into the team. They're actually contributing together.
I had a wee look there at some stats on the goal scoring rates for our strikers. Dessers has got 6 goals, 3 assists. You got Czerny on 6 goals, 2 assists. Lawrence 3 goals, 2 assists. Danilo, that's him, 3 goals, 1 assist. In Tavernier, you got 2 goals and 4 assists. So we're starting to improve the scoring rate. we knew it was a problem. We spoke about it a long time on here, particularly away from home. You know, we were only, I think we had only 2 away goals all season, so we've got 3 in the one game there on the back of a 6-0 victory against Kilmarnock. So I think the confidence is starting to be there. I think the players are starting to buy in to what Clement's instructions are, and hopefully that's a sign of things to come. Clement did say it would take time. Obviously, he put himself under a wee bit of pressure with October, but it's starting to kind of look a bit better, a good bit better than what it was, say, 3-4 weeks ago. Anyway, yeah.
Aye, listen, you can see it was Hadji's made a difference coming in as well. And Igamane, as we say, is a young boy prospect. He's learning his trade. We're hoping to make him a better player. We're hoping he'd come in and have an impact when he played, and he certainly is. Danilo, obviously back as well, hungry, probably wanting to make up for his twice he's been out through injury. And the most important thing for your striker or strikers that play in the forward areas is to score goals, and that breeds some confidence. And Danilo's managed to do that as well as get some game time on the park. He looks hungry. He looks like he's just a breath of fresh air, something slightly different again. And then Hadji's the same with coming in. I think he's been the same. AK, I think he's shown you hunger and his desire. It could easily have been said, well, doesn't matter, he'll just come back, he's not really interested. Everything that we've heard that people have said. But since the contract issue's been resolved, he's come back and he's been the same. He's been hungry, he's set up goals, he's assisted, and he's made a big difference to the team, and he's good at link-up play, he's got good 2 feet, he's well balanced, and I think he's contributed. So I think between the 3 of them, it's been an uplift in our forum and in their team.
Oh, definitely, mate. Definitely. There's no dispute about that. I just see a lot more movement in the front line. Mendesser's, Lawrence, Bizrami. There wasn't a lot of movement after any of them. I mean, they're clever players in their own right. Particularly Bizrami. Lawrence likes a shot for distance, but they weren't knitting together, and they were making it easy to defend against, to be honest with you. And I think that's where the problems arose with scoring goals away from home in particular, because Dessers was static. You know, he wasn't like making it a hard afternoon for the defence. Whereas now we've got Danilo, we've got Igamane, you've got Cherny, you've got Hadji. There's movement up there, and they're always Yefty looking to get in behind. Tavernier starting to bomb up the wing there now, and even Raskin against Kilmarnock, I thought the wee man was excellent, pulling the strings in the midfield. So there is signs there that there is improvement, but long may it continue, mate.
Aye, Bill, we can probably talk about that a wee bit later on. What I was going to say, so at half time, we win. I think we were comfortable in the first half. I think from memory, I think they had a shot where Butland sort of saved it round the post, left-hand post, and I think he stood in the ball and nearly made a mess of it. But apart from that, I don't think he did anything else today, AK.
Couple of decent saves he made, Butland there. Particularly, I remember one for a corner kick where the guy's point blank, basically, within the 6-yard box. Makes a decent save there, didn't he? That's us into the second half.
I was going to say that was the second half.
Right. Aye, but apart from that,
aye,
quite afternoon. Aye.
Right, I'll tell you what, I think we'll just get the phone lines open. So, what do you think, AK?
Aye, get the Bears in. Give your thoughts.
So let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, so half time we go in comfortable for the first time in a wee while. We're up 2-0. I think that's what we were hoping for. AK, when you're going to an away game, or even at home, it means the team then's got to come out and change their tactics slightly and whatnot, you know. And they made a couple of subs straight at the second half to try and roll in that big Jordan White. And I think they tried to change the game plan, but I thought as much as the second half we had a few chances. I thought we controlled the game enough. One or two players I thought might have been in better form, but listen, they've played a lot of football in a lot of games, and one or two might have finished maybe tired legs. But I thought on the whole in the second half, up until before we score, when Tav scores, I thought we were comfortable in the game, if I'm honest, apart from the one chance they had for a corner for the header that Butland saved.
Aye, pretty much so. It was a routine afternoon at the office. That 12 o'clock kick-off has been problematic for us. So aye, it was a good one to, tick off the list and get yourself prepared for the big games coming up this week. So it's a long bus journey up there and back, as you done yesterday, mate. So, and I've got to say, I've got to applaud the Rangers support again. Fantastic getting behind vocally the team. So well done every bear that made the effort to go up to Dingwall yesterday.
Aye, Bears were loud and proud yesterday again, as always. It was a good support. And kept the atmosphere up throughout the game, I think, and then seeing the players at the end of the game come in and got the adulation after support at the end of the game. And then it was as usual, long bus journey back, but it's always good to see an away victory in anywhere you go when you watch Rangers. It makes it worthwhile once you've got up early and travelled up there and that. At the end of the day, you just want to come back with the 3 points.
Don't be fooled, DK. He only uses all his bus journeys so he gets his free bus pass. Value for money, mate.
Is that what it is?
That's exactly what it is. Well, we're happy then. All the piece, yes.
Aye, mate. As I said, we just go to the first half there, and we're going to talk about Tav's goal. But aye, listen.
Aye, carry on, mate.
It's a Tav's goal, AK. What a strike outside the foot. Drilled it. Goalie didn't even move, but it was a fair strike for outside the box. Probably an assist for Cyril Dessers.
It was, aye, it was. Big CD9 chipped in with an assist. You seen both Tavernier and Hadji running onto it, but I think Tav gave Hadji the shout just to leave it for him, and he clipped it perfect past the keeper. So aye, dispatched very well the captain, James Henry Tavernier.
They merely deserved at that time in the game, Southside.
Aye, it's a wee bit later on than you would maybe have hoped to have got your third goal, but it was worth waiting for. And he's capable of that, and as we say, we'll probably see him in and out the team. Probably a wee bit of freshness, but listen, he's got a goal, and he would probably had a goal at St Johnstone if it hadn't been for Jason Holt. And he's getting back on the score sheet. And he had a good game yesterday. Let's not be kidding. He had a good game. So that's what you like to see. And whether he plays the next game or Disney and comes back in, I think maybe dropping him from time to time in certain games and bringing him back might keep that wee bit of freshness about him.
Yeah. I thought he had a better second half. I thought he grew into the match, AK.
Aye, Tavernier's. I think Southside has kind of touched on it earlier. Everybody was, his legs are gone, his thing's finished. That's him done, this and that. But you know what? He's got his head down there. The thing about it though, he's available for selection just about every game, and that's a big tick in the box for the manager. I think we would all like to see Sterling in the team with his defensive attributes, particularly in the upcoming games. But you know what? Tavernier's more reliable than Sterling. So the gaffer's got a decision to make there, innit? Do you pick a guy who can only give you maybe 60 minutes, 70 minutes every second game or every third game? Is that going to be good for the team going forward? Or do you stick with a guy that's going to be available there week in, week out, has been a most potent act, He's been a guy that's chipped in with massive goal, massive assists for the last 9 years, Mr. Consistent and always available. So it's a wee quandary that the gaffer's got to pick for.
All right, we better get his phone lines opened up.
Aye, we've done it. You were probably away at the time before you get back. We just done it.
All right, thanks for that.
We thought we'd get them opened.
Yes, quite right. Listen, good performance, good result. You take that any time away from him in a league match. We've got bigger challenges this week, but it's a tick in the box for me, Southside. And I thought at times they played some decent stuff on a difficult surface. Yeah, there was players better than others, but that's a game of football, mate.
Aye, and some players will probably be feeling it a wee bit that we've had to rely on for the last number of weeks and the number of games. And it's only natural. Some can't be at the top of their form the whole time, but we need this team to have most of their players on it in the one day. And listen, Tierney had a quieter game. Conor Barron might have had a quieter game yesterday than normal would be normally see, but at the end of the day, it was a good team performance and it's a good victory. And that's what we wanted to see. We all spoke about it, about going up there, getting a few goals in the bag. We're scoring more than one goal now. So we've got to be happy. And you've just got to critique the performance when you see it for yesterday. And at the end of the day, it's 3 points and down the road. And we've got to be happy.
Aye, listen, I don't know what some people are looking. I don't know if it's they're looking for the perfect game of football, but you don't get it, AK, do you? You don't get the perfect game at the perfect time, 6-0 defeat, 6-0 victory against Kilmarnock's no perfect. It's I don't know what they're looking for. It's just about winning and keep winning. Yeah, we've not won as often as we should have done, but it's a tick in the box yesterday.
100%, Ox. On that surface, Ross County have got a good home record. They've only lost to the top three this year up there, and they've made it difficult for both Celtic and Aberdeen up there too. So we come away with there with a 3-0 victory, and we should be happy with that. But I just thought, I think you mentioned it yesterday. I think it's 14 goals were scored in the last 4 games, so that's good signs for the season going forward, because we were no scoring enough goals, and now we seem to be rectifying that. I think a lot of it comes down to competition for places. I think that's a lot to do with it. I think every jersey has got a competition for that place, which is good.
So the manager made a big call half time against the United. He changed it with the forward players. Obviously, we never won that game, but since that half time call, we've scored 15 goals. Yeah, he's took the number 9 out, made him a substitute, and we've talked about him often enough on here, Southside, and it has made a difference.
Aye, listen, Dessers, the only I can say to him is when he was carrying the team up front, as in he was the only striker available. I don't mean he carried this to a point where he was scoring most weeks, and we see that now we're playing a 2 sort of, or we're interchanging more. We've added more forward-thinking players into the team, and he's the one that's had to drop out at the moment, and it's Igamane and Danilo. It's benefited. Tierney started to score. He was scoring when Dessers didn't sort of chip in, but now we're getting different players all over the park up front, contributing now, assisting and scoring, which is good competition. And he has tweaked it slightly. Listen, I've seen that at one point that system we've actually played a 2-4-4. If you look at it at times, we've only got 2 centre-backs and everybody else is in that. We're in 2 banks of 4 trying to score and create chances in certain games there. If you actually look at it, we only play with 2 at the back at times, because we've flooded everybody into that off to try and get them on the ball, and now it's working. In the last few games, it's worked, it's been fruitful. And now we've got Brizrami and Hadji fighting for a place now, and you might see the 2 of them play at one point, you might know. Diamondi's got to come in now and start to play when he's getting a chance. And the 2 mainstays, Barron and Raskin, have been playing well, Tierney, and Igamane, Danilo. And so, aye, it's working, and he's got that group to pick for the now. And they're all fighting for a place, but you can see nice movement. Yefty's playing well as well. So, and Tav's coming back and creating and getting involved in goals. So, at the moment, mate, it's good, and it's refreshing to see. And you've got to see, but there's a wee bit of difference at the moment, and that's what we've just got to keep looking for. We're winning at the moment, apart from that blip against Dundee United, or it would have been perfect after the break there.
Aye, we should have won that game, but we didn't. I mean, that's the big thing, AK, isn't it?
Well, that's the reality of the situation, we didn't. We can all have shots at goal, shots on target. All these stats were in our favour, but the end result was one each. The keeper had some fantastic saves that day. It didn't help Clement, it didn't help us. But after that, the team has showed a good reaction. You're right, you go back to that. The gaffer made the change with bringing on Danilo and bringing on Hadji. And it certainly had an effect, but he's rewarded them with keeping them in the team because he's seen what they brought to the team. But as Southside just touched on there, you've got Sterling pushing Tavernier for a start. You've got Ridvan starting to push Yefty for a start. Suter's been a mainstay, Butland's been a mainstay, but then you've got Balogun and Proper battling out for the set who's pairing him. You've got, right through your team now, you've got competition for places, so it's that's what the gaffer built.
No, a trick question. Put the two of you on the spot. It's a one question answer, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Who's Suter's partner, Southside?
I think it'll go game by game, Ox. Don't think it'll be one or the other for a long period of time. I think it will switch it if that's what he thinks at the moment.
That fence.
I don't. I'll tell you. Proper will probably play against Spurs, I think, and I think Balogun will play in the final. So I can't give you the answer. That's what I think will happen.
I agree with that. But who's Suter's partners? DK.
My dad will hate this. I'm agreeing with Southside. I think Proper will play the European games, and I think Balogun will play the domestic matches.
Interesting. Big Proper brought in for European football, then, eh?
No, I think he was brought in probably to play in Scottish football, if I'm honest, right? But end of the day, the manager will pick what he sees fit, and if Balogun's sort of got a good level of fitness about him, then they might see him that he'll play him in that game. I think Balogun will make the final, and I think Proper will play against Tottenham. But listen, if Proper played in the final and it was the manager's call, then so be it. I'm not an expert on that. I'm just going with what I think. But
I get your logic. I don't think it'd be fair on Balogun to play on Sunday, Thursday, that tempo, and then again. I don't think it would be fair on him.
I don't think he's got the legs to date anyway, didn't he, under Steven Gerrard when he was there? And he's a bit older again. But if you can keep him fresh,
he's
then
catching up with us.
Up does in age, I know. I was thinking that.
Aye, I'd be interested to see that. I don't disagree with you, by the way. I think bizarrely Proper might start on Thursday, but we'll see. Aye, come and join us, give your thoughts on yesterday. It was bizarre. The surface looked all right at first, Akey. I don't know if you picked up on it, and then the second off and the sun came out, you see it was like a ploughed field on it.
I know. Aye, that pesky sun gave away how the surface actually looked, and it looked rutted. I mean, Neil McCann spoke about it as well. It's quite a funny surface, he said. It's soft up top, but it's quite firm underneath. So that means it would probably give way any time.
I don't know what kind of shows you've been watching, mate.
I'm only going with what McCann says, but it was a funny description. But I'll tell you something, it would be better than Kilmarnock surface or, one of the plastic pitches, that's for sure.
Aye, I don't disagree with that. It's still a real game of football. It's a tight part, Southside, and it's a bit of a level, isn't it?
Aye, it is for them. And listen, they battle at home like they do throughout the league, and they get a fair return of points for their home games. They don't do so well away from home, so I think they bank on most of their home games. But we didn't really give them a chance yesterday, Oxley. Let's not be kidded. We played well. We limited them to very few chances. And we managed to take 3 goals, no injuries, and down the road. And that's what we wanted, a Rangers victory, and more than 1 goal. And we got it. So I'm happy with that. And I think most people should be happy with the result.
Man in the match for you, for Rangers?
I don't know. I never really thought about it, to be honest. Great to Danilo, although he never completed the game.
Danilo. AK?
I thought Big Suitor looked assured yesterday again.
I thought the two centre-halves actually played well yesterday, yeah. They done everything that was asked of them, and obviously Butland had 2 saves. The first one's a shot and the second one a corner. They sort of come off the ball and Butland made a good save. Apart from that, he could get the same deck chair out pretty much for Thursday night, couldn't he?
Was that to me there? Sorry, I was dreaming.
To both of you.
All right, sorry. Aye, listen, they never really caused us a lot of problems. The shooting thing, we did have a good game, but listen, Danilo's just come back and he worked hard. He managed to force the get the error off the goalkeeper. Made some good movement, good touches, and I just gave it to him. But you could have picked one or two, I suppose. Jeffy was decent as well, wasn't he?
Particularly in the first half. There was a spell, maybe the start of the second half, he wasn't too involved, but we seemed lopsided. It seemed like it came down the right, it came down the left in the first half and down the right in the second day. I don't know if you noticed that. It was as if they only had one camera and had to use it.
Or maybe it was because of the sun. But it was a comfortable win, and that's what we're looking for. We would have certainly all took that before the game, So, but the Butland, getting back to him as well, he had a wee scary moment in the first half with the pass back. He managed to get it away from his feet, but Big Suitor came in with a block there that got him off the hook. But apart from that, Butland had a comfortable afternoon too.
It came for a pass back for Raskin, and I don't think he had any need to make that severe pass back. I don't get it. It's a modern trend in football, because the goal is only going to kick it up the park. Now, I can't remember Raskin's body shape, if he could have put it up the park or maybe just turned and hooked it. I don't know. I can't remember. But this is a trend we've got in the game now, isn't it?
It's possession football now. It comes from the Guardiola, school of football, possession football, and you can get in bother with that. As Danilo took advantage of it yesterday. Ross County tried the possession football, knocking it between themselves, heavy touch off the keeper, and there you go. You shoot yourself in the foot. I'm not keen on it, mate, particularly in surfaces like that, but it is what it is.
Aye. What do you think, Southside?
I think you shouldn't have passed the ball back to the goalkeeper in the middle of the goal. I think that's probably what I wouldn't like doing. But listen, I thought Butland just sort of stood on it. He had probably time to move it a wee bit quicker. But like you say, on that surface, it might have bobbled going back to him or something. But sometimes he doesn't look too clever with the ball at his feet, does he, at times? But I know he's too fitted. He can kick it with his left hand right up the park. I've noticed that. But he had nothing to do really yesterday apart from that header in the second half that hit him on the chest. And also the one he sort of, I think he got a finger to it, put it in the post in the first half. But I thought we were comfortable throughout the whole game yesterday, to be honest. Thought we controlled it.
Aye, deserve to win, mate. Deserve to win. But it's now that that's sort of put to bed, I'm going to give the man in the match yesterday. I can't remember what I said after the show, but I thought were two offensive players yesterday. But I gave it to Hadji and Igamane. But I thought they'd done their best work in the first half, AK.
Well, you go in 2-0 up at half time. It's obvious that they've caused them problems. Looking at the stats again, I'll just run through them quickly if you don't mind. 67% possession, shots on target 9 shot attempts was 19, off target 5 with 10 corners, and didn't do a hell of a lot with them. Again, that's maybe the only downside you could put on the day. We need to still do better about our corner kicks routines.
Well, you must have heard yesterday. Better offer to go up, give him a session.
Aye. Oh well, I heard you two like a session.
Well, not together, but a social session, yes.
In the bar.
I see somebody's asking what Rangers goal has ever been comfortable with about the feet. I think the best we've had over a long period of time. Might have been right at the start when Gorham was pretty good with the ball at his feet. Vaterus, remember him, Southside? He was pretty good.
Aye.
With the ball.
He wasn't bad.
I wonder he's heard nothing in his eyes.
He wasn't bad. Gorham was all right. Struggling. Suppose you could add Graham Roberts in there. He was the bad with his feet in goals, wasn't he? Aye, it's one of the ones, isn't it? I also want me good with his horns, to be honest, and use his feet now and again when he has to. But no, comfortable game again from the beginning, you know. So, but aye, he came out and caught a couple of cross balls, I think, yesterday, I know, didn't he? So, I think he crossed one in for a corner. I think he came out and caught it. So, aye, listen, he's had a couple of games for us. So, but hopefully he'll not be tested too much in the next game coming up.
Aye, 2 clean sheets in the next game, Jack, please, AK.
Aye.
Well, that would be lovely. That would be lovely. Aye. Did you catch any of the Spurs Chelsea game yesterday, Ox?
No, mate, I only watched Rangers, mate.
Oh, I thought you might have been doing your homework. It was a good game, but it was a good game, but they're vulnerable, shall we say. They're good going forward. 2-0 up, went 4-2 down. Postacoglu's under pressure with their support, and I'm hoping the chant goes up at Ibrox. You're getting sacked at the morning, aimed towards him when we put the second one in.
Aye, well, it'll be a different game with different players for their side, I think, mate. Yeah, there might be some different bodies that we've not seen, or we don't know enough about, a lot about, but it'll be interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting. It's a big game. A game with some historical significance. We've played before in Europe against Spurs. Arguably their greatest ever side. Southside, 61 double team.
Aye. They had a good team. Listen, they're still a good team. I mean, think about earlier on in the season, they played Man City twice and took 7 goals off them to none. You know, but they'll be physical and everything else about Spurs, as all English Premiership teams. We've seen them even in the pre-seasons when they've come up here. They've looked physical and stronger than us on the day. But it doesn't matter. It's Thursday night under the lights at Ibrox. And I will be the underdogs, but we'll just need to come out the traps and have a right good go at them. Nothing to fear. And we'll see where it takes us, mate, you know. We've been up against it before at Ibrox against many teams in the past, as you know, and you've been to the games yourself. And we've managed to turn them. And we're doing well in Europe right now. We've got 10 points, probably more than what a lot of people might have thought we would have got before we started this group, considering we're rebuilding a team. He's trying to get players back fit. He had to pick a European squad, and we've got 10 points out of this.
7 points out of 9 away from home. Would you have predicted that, Southside?
Well, I said to you at the start, I thought we could get 9 points. I thought we would beat Malmo away. I said get Union at Ibrox and get Steaua Bucharest at Ibrox. I said that keys us 9 points. And if we could get anything else away from him, it'd be brilliant. Olympiacos, I did say, I thought we'd come back with at least a draw. I thought they were a better team than what we faced against Malmo. And I thought they were probably a better team than what we faced against Nice, but their results hadn't been that great either. And we've done the job in Nice. So his record's been really good away for him in Europe. The team's done really well. And we've been up against it, certainly against some of the teams where we thought we might have struggled. But listen, we are where we are in Europe, and we've got 10 points. And if we can get a win on Thursday and he's 13, then I tell you what, when we get down to Manchester, we'll start dreaming we're getting finished in this top 8, believe me, because with 2 games to go, I'd like to think if we can get if we get 46 points, we'll be in that top 8, mate. Believe me, I think we'll be in that top 8.
Aye, I think 4 out of 9 would get us in the top 8. Because you all can't win AK, yeah?
Well, listen, the Southside's been quite pragmatic there about the points tally and where we could have got points, and he's right enough in reflection, but the bonus ones, obviously, Olympiacos away and Nice away. really good performances on the night as well. So it's, if there's anything about the format this year, it's been very much unpredictable, as we see, like say Real Madrid, really struggling in the Champions League format, and they might be struggling for qualification the way it's going, but we've embraced it. Clermont's got a good away record. I think that 6 or 7 now away for him. He's undefeated, which is excellent, considering where we are as a squad. But if you look at it in paper, they've spent, I think, over 400 million on their squad. We're nowhere near that, so we shouldn't really be winning. But you cast your mind back 2 weeks ago, I think everybody, the Rangers support, or a lot of Rangers support, were fearing a 3-4-5-0 tanking. Now all of a sudden the psychology switched. They've had a couple of poor results. I think losing to Ipswich and Bournemouth and Chelsea. They're under pressure. I mean, Postecoglou's made a rod for his own back with saying, "I always win a trophy in my second year." Well, he's starting to get under pressure. He's starting to get a wee bit cranky. I think if we can, get at them and put them under a wee bit of pressure, I'm hoping that they actually will that wee bit. The Ibrox crowd's going to be massive, but the team performance is there. It's there. We've got an opportunity, so I'm looking forward to it.
Right, come and join us. Give your thoughts on yesterday's game. Give your thoughts on the week coming up. Because, listen, all thoughts will turn to these two massive games. It's arguably it's a shame that they've came like this. Listen, I don't know about you two gentlemen, but I just think it's a farce that there's a cup final being played a few days before Christmas when you don't know what the weather's going to be like. You could have an storm coming in, unsafe to travel. The snow could come in at this time of the year. You never know, and anything. So I just think it's mental. But we said it last year, and I'm saying the same this year, even though we're in it and I want to win it. But I just think it's madness. And then when you look at the fixtures, to play it when it is, it's mental. And then on European nights when you're trying to get coefficients up, is also mental. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. But that's just my thoughts, Southside. You might see it differently.
I think when you look at when you're going to play the final, you've got to look at the whole calendar picture, and obviously, like you say, you take the weather and that into consideration, what it might be like in December, as well as you've had international football, you've had breaks, you've also got the European. They would have known that the format this year was different in the European format, and should probably take that into consideration. I thought, did it know youth final used to be played sometimes a wee bit earlier than December, wasn't it? Was it October or something?
Last week in October, first week
November,
depending on the setup in the cup. Obviously, these international breaks are killing a lot of stuff. And then at one time it was March. It went on to March.
Aye.
Yeah. So listen, I'm talking about. My concern is the Pine public, our fans. I don't care about anybody else's fans. Our fans, and I don't think it makes sense. Just my take on it.
Can't disagree with you, Ox. I think you're bang on, mate. But when does the authorities ever worry about the paying public? They're the last one that's getting thought of. So you're right. I remember October, kind of late October, League Cup final when we beat Celtic. Davy Cooper penalty, 87 would that be, something like that. But I think the international breaks really congested the fixture list, and you're limited to when it gets put on. So it's they need to get round the table and sort it out, because I think particularly these international breaks is just really disrupting them. We've not even got a winter break this year, Oxford, because of it as well. So the international football seems to have took over, and then you've got the amount of games in European football, they've upped that as well. You've got all your domestic football to squeeze in there too. It's diluting the quality of the competition.
What's your both your views on the new European setup? Are you happy with it, or will you be happy if we get through it, or is it no floating your boat? What's your take on it, AK?
Personally, I don't think it makes a great deal of difference. I don't like the you only play a team at home, but you don't reverse the fixture. I don't like that setup. I don't like the fact that you're getting another 2 games. I think it's 8 games now instead of 6. So it's more money for the TV companies and more money that the supporters are out of pocket. A top 8, and then you've got you don't all play the same teams and all that. Nah, no for me, Ox. I think it's a way UEFA kind of getting towards their kind of Super League sort of thing to satisfy all the Champions League kind of clubs. That's how I see it.
I don't think you'll be alone in these sentiments. There's a lot of games for just a few teams to go outside, isn't it?
Aye, I suppose Greece, France, England, and then going to Sweden. Wee bit different for your usual Germanys and Hollands, and then when you're getting Eastern European, you end up running Croatia and all that, and Macedonia and all that. You know, it's a wee bit more far travelled. I thought the setup's been all right. I've not really gave it much. I thought I just knew that's what was going to happen, and you just go on with it. And I think the way we've scheduled, the way the draw's been scheduled, and the way we've managed to negotiate it has been really good. So for us, I think it's been a plus point at the moment. I think it's a plus point for us. We've got 10 points. We're rebuilding our squad. Listen, we're not really thinking we have to scramble about for points. We're comfortably got 10 points at the moment, and there's still 9 points to be played for. Aye, granted, we've got Tottenham and Manchester United in that, but so that's 2 glamour draws itself as well. I'd like to have been reversed. Man United coming here and us going to Tottenham, but aye, it is what it is. So listen, it's a big glamour game on Thursday night, doesn't matter. It's a British Cup tie into it, and it's something to look forward to.
Aye. Aye. Traditionally, the Battle of Britain team ties would have been a real big focus point, but I think it's maybe lost a wee bit in the south side, if I'm honest.
Well, we played the Leeds team, and apart from probably everybody down in England, nobody gave us a chance, did they, that time? And they were in top form and on. They'd had a big long home beating run down at Ellen Road when we went down there and turned them out. Granted, we'd more experienced players, a lot of them playing international football and stuff, but listen, we turned them out 2 legs as well. Listen, I'm looking forward to it. Do I think we're ready for this sort of game against them? No. But listen, we've got 10 points and we are where we are. And why not go and have a go at it? I get it, Sunday's more important. But listen, if we get 3 points on Thursday night and we're sitting with 13 points, then that'll be some massive achievement of that group of players and what our manager's done with the group of players at the moment. We know Tottenham's no a great team at the moment in form, but we know they can come and hurt teams. We've watched them down the Premiership. They've not been beat with many games in the Premiership. We've lost 3 games or 4 games. So they've got good players and good quality. It'll depend what type of squad he puts out, but that doesn't matter to us. It's who we put out and how we play, and hopefully under the lights at Ibrox on a Thursday night we'll have another magical night.
Aye, I hope so, mate. I hope so. And people will come on, they might ask the question, what's your preference? This is where I'm going to take the bridge man on this week. Next game's the most important. That's what you call sitting on the fence, isn't it?
I get these splinters out your backside. Nah, you're right. We can't afford to look beyond Thursday anyway, you know, because you never know, we might get the dreaded injury or that. So, no, I think pick a team that can win on Thursday, and then we'll let Sunday carry on with itself. And let's not forget, they're going to be playing on Tuesday, so they're getting the advantage there as well. I don't know how that happened, Oxy, do you?
This computer, mate, it's just random, mate, you know.
Aye. That's I said it all.
Aye. Aye, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm in the south side camp. think Robert Werner said it's a free hit. I think he meant, I don't know if he meant, but it's it doesn't matter because we've still got other games to go, so it's no a knockout tie, Southside. Yeah, I get his point.
Aye, listen, no, all games matter, right? They all matter when you're at Rangers. Let's not be kidded. But listen, what I'm trying to say is we've got 10 points. We're no scrambling about for points. We think we'll get these 2 games and we need to get something. We do need to get something, and we hopefully we're going to win on Thursday. But I just know the task ahead. I'm not thinking just because they're in a bad shape of form and this and that it'll be an easy game. It will certainly not be an easy game. And they've got some right young talent as well in their under-23 team, Tottenham, who they might stick a few in. And they've bloodied one in Europe already, the young boy, Moore, who played in the wing, and he was outstanding in the 2 games that he's come on and played for them. But doesn't get anywhere near the first team at the moment. But aye, it'll be a hard game, but I'm looking forward to it. And then once we can get that out the road, it'll be all systems go to the Sunday, because that's what we want to get and retain the trophy. That's what's important to us and all. But that game's got to wait until this one comes along. So, but I'm not under any illusions that Tottenham will not be a good team. They've got plenty of flair and pace in their team. They'll all play with a quick tempo, like all Premiership teams do. But on the right, hopefully we'll get a bit of luck and we'll get the 3 points. And if we do, it's massive for us in this group at this stage. Getting into 2 games to go in Europe, it's a massive achievement if we can get it. Even if we come away with a point, it'll still be a great achievement.
Aye, possibly. We did get a result, and I'm sensible to know that it's enough for no certainty here, Kate. I think we put them under real pressure, and you might be right with your chant if it was to happen.
I would listen. I listen to Talk Sport quite often, and I was actually a wee bit kind of.
How do you find all this time?
Oh, in between jobs.
Carry on.
But there was one in particular last week. He actually came on and he said, "Listen, this isn't a gimme at the weekend before Chelsea, and then obviously up at Ibrox at the weekend." He actually foreseen Postecoglou could be under real pressure if we lose at home to Chelsea, which they did do. And they're not too enamoured with his style of football. I mean, we knew that, but it's a different level coming for, the Celtic team that had up here with his dominating possession against basically every team up here, and then trying to, replicate it down the English, because the other teams will hurt you. That high line that he plays, he's leaving himself wide open. He's looking basically to outscore opponents, and they're far more better teams down in that English Premier League than what he's ever come up against. So they're going to pick him off, and their team is vulnerable. There isn't no doubt about it. For all the good players and that they have, and the money that they've spent on the players, mentally they're not in a good position because they've had these beatings, because they're starting to doubt. The supporters are starting to get on their back. We've been there already this season. How quickly that psychology is reversed. For a couple of weeks ago, when they're beating the likes of Man City, and we're dropping points to Dundee United, to all of a sudden 4 games later, we're actually looking forward to this game now, and Spurs aren't they? So it's funny how quickly things can change in football.
Yeah, but we need to, you're right, get the crowd behind them, get Danilo's old man singing away there Southside.
Aye. Aye. He'll not be playing, but he'll probably win the storm. His old man getting it loudly. Aye, listen, we're cracking atmosphere, I would like to think, and it's down to us to keep the tempo up and give the crowd something to give all in the stadium, something to keep singing and keep cheering the team on. Can we control the lot of the game? Who knows? We'll need to see, but we need to come out the blocks, try and create a couple of chances and just tuck one away, let the whole crowd erupt, and then we'll see what Tottenham think of that. Either played in big crowds and all that, we get that, but Ibrox is not like we're getting Thursday night at Ibrox. They'll be waiting, they'll be interested to hear what their players think once they've come after the game, and a few days later when they ask them about the atmosphere. But we need to try and stay right on it for the start, and if we can get an early goal in the game, I'm sure Ibrox will be rocking, and we'll just go for there and see where it takes us, Ox.
Yeah, well, statistically, we're due to score for a corner. There you go. Right, anyway, get yourself a mute, gentlemen, because we're going to have a tune.
Oh, every other Saturday, my half day off, and it's up to the match I go. Happily we wander down the Copeland Road, me and my wee pal Joe. Oh, we love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. Oh, we won the Scottish League about 1,000 times. The League Cup is simple too. We gave some exhibitions in the Scottish Cup. We gave a Wembley Wizard too. And when the Glasgow Rangers won the European Cup, like the one they had before, well, Riley, Ran and Ibrox, 100,000 strong, we'll give the boys an Ibrox roar. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how we love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. To hear the cry, we love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score. Whoa, me, oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Oh, how I love to hear the cry. We love to see the lassies with the blue scarves on. We love to hear the boys all roar. But I don't have to tell you the best of all, we love to see the Rangers score.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, nice wee ditty there. An all-time classic, yeah. Slowly building the mood up. Yes, Southside.
Aye, I've heard that many a time. Could be classic, that one.
Okay, I know it's a new number for you.
I'm sure my dad would appreciate that one. Thanks, Fox.
How is Mr. AK Senior? I've not heard from him for a while.
Ah, he's fine. He's listening away in the background.
Welcome to the O2 messaging service. The person you
So
are calling.
we're looking forward to Christmas. And he informed me the other day, him and my mum's anniversary is coming up, the turn of the year in January, and he's going to look into booking a hospitality day at Ibrox for the Fraserburgh game. So that might be his last visit to Ibrox, but he would like to. It's a nice touch for all the family to go with him, celebrate that. I think that'll be then 52 years married. So.
Right, okay, 52 years. All right. Oh. They must have waited a long time. They must have waited a long time after you were born before
the O2 messaging
service.
That'll be a good day out if you can get that sorted. And obviously the opposition will not be glamorous, but it's a cup tie, isn't it? So I hope you get that sorted, AK.
I'd be one to look forward to there. With Ox there, Southside, I don't know about you could see the wheel turning, but the hamsters did.
You having a go at your old man?
Don't you?
All right, I thought you were having a pop at your old man. I thought I was.
No, I wouldn't do that.
You
I
better
would
not.
not.
Should I be telling you to go away? Right, okay, aye. Hopefully that'll work out for you. Good family day out, yeah?
Aye, hopefully, pal. Thanks very much.
Yeah. Right, okay, aye. Listen, Sunday's gone now, and we've talked about it. Obviously, the boys will be doing the show tomorrow night. They'll maybe touch on it again, but it's gone. The injuries are starting to clear up slowly, Southside. You know, on the long term, we've got his Castlevere on now. The others are back in training. I think this must be the least we've had. I don't know for how long. A long, long time.
Aye, so I think Tom Lawrence is back to training, isn't he? But he's no have contact training yet. But you'd think the next week or two that will change for him. And then obviously we're looking forward to. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to seeing Oscar Cortez come back. Just hope the boy gets a chance to settle down and get a run of games injury free. And let's see the quality I think he's got, and I'll add to the team on the left hand side. And we've also got Matondo coming back, who we know if he's used for a shorter period of time, he's in the same bracket as the rest of them.
I'm hearing whispers Matondo's been told he can't train on the grass outside in case it knocks him out.
Aye, well, he needs to get back up and start playing and contributing when given a chance. As I've said, the shorter term players that we think will be here just for the short term, when they get a chance to come on the park and play. And I'm including Hadji at the moment, who's been really good. Then if they come on and show the attitude that that boy's shown since he come back, because I used to think, but he's shown a desire to play, and he's certainly contributing, and that's what we want. So hopefully Cortez comes back because he's a longer term player, and in the short term, if Matondo can come back and get a chance to come onto the park, then I'm looking for him to contribute as well, to be honest, and it helps the team. It's a bit more competition for places, because that's what we've got at the moment, with the injuries not being as bad as they have been in the past.
It's pretty frightening when you look at Matondo, AK, the number of times. I heard you talking about Tav earlier on, and he turns up for his work. You know, Connor Golson was the same. You know, Dessers, as much as we can have debates about him, you know. You know, and you just wonder sometimes, as an outsider looking in, sometimes is these things mental, innit? A mental issue. Because Matondo, the number of games he's played would frighten me. Let me just say, league games, he's been with us 2.5 years. He's started 18 league games, mate. 18.
It's scandalous. It is. It really is. For the wages he's picking up as well, Ox. You know, it kind of smacks another Kmart roof there for me. The kind of the money going out and the contribution coming back is zero. Roof at least had numbers when he was fit and available and playing in the team. Matondo's no. He's just picking up a real hefty wage, and I think we should be looking to get rid of him. The sooner the better, but the problem is who's going to buy him.
How do we do it, mate? You're into the same scenario as we had last season. You're going to have to let him go for nothing, Southside, to get him off the wages, pretty much, because who's going to take him?
Well, there might be a point to that, but there might be a point that we'll get something for him. Maybe just not get anywhere near or as much as we did. But listen, if he can come into the team at any point and contribute, assist or score goals, then he will be marketable when the time comes. It's really up to him. But first and foremost, for us, we need to get something out of him should he get a chance to wear that jersey and go in the park. And if he's
you think he'd want to take, mate, for his age? Because it's a short career. He's
24.
2.5 years. Aye. Yeah.
Listen, he's got a bit of style and play in him. I mean, we've seen some moments for him. But for the large part of it, he's been out injured. Or he's just no been reliable enough or come in and played consistently enough to stay in the team. And at the moment, we've got guys in there who've just come back from injury and we're getting a chance to, like Igamane, and hopefully Cortez will come back and want to battle to get back in the team. So it's down to Matondo and his attitude, and should he be given a chance, then he's got to go out and impress. Otherwise, like you say, it'll either be get him off the books at the end of the season or get some type of money in from him and get him out the door. But he does command a chunky wage, I think.
Aye. But have we got a responsibility? Because he should have never played at that game at Parkhead, should he? Yeah, he should have never have started. That was just ridiculous. Yeah. Everybody could spot within the first 5 minutes he wasn't fit, yeah?
Aye. No, you're right, and it's not the first time that we've done that with a player as well. No right, no mentally right, no physically right, whatever. You know, I remember Ahmed Diallo gone there today, and it's not that he wasn't physically right. He was like rabbit caught in the headlights sort of thing, wasn't he? But it's a fixture where you can't afford to freeze. You've got to show up and show what your character's all about. I mean, actually, see when you consider looking back the last few years, we've actually picked reasonably well in the transfer market with the loan guys coming in. When you look back last year with Sima, year before with Tillman, you know, with Diallo there. It's a market where you can pick well. This year we've got Tierney, you know, so, and they have contributed to the team. The problem that we've had in recent years is the guys that we actually give the big contracts to, we don't get enough output out of them, and that's where we've had the problems financially, for me.
I get it, and they've all contributed to the team. The loan players, Aaron Ramsey, he made a big contribution.
I did say no of them.
Silver.
I'm no better, Southside.
I know. The loan market's the loan market. I don't really like it myself, but we've had a wee bit of success out of Sima and Tierney at the moment, which has worked all right for us. But it's not a market I like, but he's explained what we might have to do. He's trying to reduce these sort of players into our squad, so we've not got too many. But at the moment, we've got players back fighting for places, and the team sort of like tweaked a wee bit, and it's working, and we're getting chances and scoring goals, and that's what we've wanted to see here the last wee while. So, listen, we've got to be happy with it, surely, and we'll see where it takes us, you know.
I get it. I would rather own the player, you know. I get the loan system, but listen, there's a lot of clubs do it all over the world at different levels, you know, it's part of football now.
It is part of football, and a lot of it comes down to with the Bosman ruling. You know, they're players getting stuck at clubs where, you know, and we've experienced a lot of them more than we'd like to. So players kind of dwindle away. You want them off the wage bill because they're not featuring for the first team, you know, and then try to get somebody else in. It's a whole new market, and a lot of money has went out of football rather than filtered down through the leagues, either due to the player wages, the transfers, and the agents, you know, and no lot of money, the big money, is actually going to the clubs for the big transfer fees. I mean, even development fees and all that. A player could stay at a club, you know, if he's like 10-year-old up to like 17, 18, they have a 8-year there of development, and then the boy can leave for nothing. I mean, how does a club survive on that then? With putting all that time and effort and money into that player and no get a basic return off him, you know?
Aye. Listen, there's a lot of things that have changed and not necessarily for the better. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the transfer one day, mate. I think that's changed again. I don't think it's always for the positive, mate. I don't see how people have got an asset and, you know, they could punt them, and then they can't do it, and they've got to wait 6 weeks, and then he gets an injury and they can't punt him. You know, I'm not just talking about our club, I'm talking about the whole design, mate. I think it's flawed at times, but that's just me. Some people love it, the transfer one day, you know. I remember we were on Port Bear, we used to love it, and Ibrox Loyal, if you remember back today on this show, he absolutely adored it. The whole transfer window, the last day, the whole thing. I find it quite tedious, and I don't think it's brought anything to the game. But that's just me, Southside. Some people might say dinosaurs.
No, I don't like it either, to be honest. I think like something as mad as it is, I think something like the Premier League in England shut down, and yet other clubs could then come in from other countries and buy players off you. I don't see it. You should be able to just buy a player whenever you want to buy a player at any time. That's the way it used to be. And then obviously you had a transfer list, didn't you, where you'd say to your people like, this player's up for transfer. That never happens anywhere. No, things have changed, and it's designed that way at the moment, but it'll get challenged at some point in time, won't it? Like everything else does. And like I say, some people like it, but it is what it is. You know, you can only buy a player from the start of June till the end of August, and or maybe the 1st of September. You can register them up to, and then you're hamstrung again till January. But it's the way it's been for a while now, Ox. But it's time, and probably in time it'll get changed again.
Somebody will come up with some other weird and wonderful idea, yeah. But we'll see what it takes us. Just getting back to our club and who we think's going to start. We think Butland will start, or we think Suter will start. Jeff, do a shoe in? Is he a shoe in now?
For Thursday?
To start? Is he a start? Is he an automatic starter now? Jeff, what are you thinking?
I would think.
Yeah.
Would you play him 2 games in a bounce? Is that what you're asking?
No,
the next 2 games.
An automatic starter. He won. If you're picking the team, the 2 years, gentlemen, is he tick tick tick? Is he one of the ticks in the team sheet?
Yes, for me, aye.
So
Aye, definitely at the moment, aye.
No, just listen. As much as I like him, I think there's flaws in his game. He's only young, you know. He's developing, and I think he's shown improvement since the start of the season. But he's certainly brings speed to that side of the pitch, doesn't he?
He does, and he brings a physical presence as well. I mean, I don't know if it's just me, just comparing him with size with young Redvan. I just like I'm a wee bit like Bridgman in that sense. I like a physical presence, no matter what position actually in the team in Scotland. I think you've got to be robust. I think you've got to be physical, and you've got to be up for that challenge. I just see, I mean, there is attributes to Redvan going forward. And surprisingly, you've said yourself, he does win a lot of balls in the air that you don't expect him to win. Raskin's the same, in fact, but just he looks more suited for Scottish football for me. So Yefty is a tick to start in my book.
You're the same, Southside?
I think for most of the time, first team pick at the moment's Yefty. I think when he has to maybe spell him out, then I think Redvan's a good replacement to come in. At the moment, he's back fit. As long as we keep his game time ticking over, then I think but I think at the moment Yefty's got the jersey. But he's still young, he's only 20. He's got a lot of games played thick and fast for him. And we've just got to make sure we manage him properly, just so he doesn't pick up any injuries or any strains, you know.
Aye. You're spot on, mate. You know, and obviously sometimes they can run into lack of confidence, young players, or the lack of form. You know, it can happen. But at the moment, the way he's getting up and doing that left-hand side, and the defensive side is improving. He's not perfect, but he's improving.
No, definitely. I mean, going back to the game in Kiev at Hampden, he showed a wee bit of sort of petulance that night with the ill discipline, you know, to pick up. There wasn't a kind of red card challenge, but a yellow card for a red card. But for then, he's definitely got the heat down. He's contributed going forward. He's been quite solid, I would say, defensively as well. There's not many players got by him because his speed will get him out of situations. I think Bassey was quite similar when they first came in, and obviously we've seen the development in him. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. Sterling offers that same kind of physical presence on the other side of the park, but it's just about getting him on the park. Yefty's a guy who's reliable, and that's a big plus. Is Sterling? Question marks.
Yeah, Sterling's had a lot of injuries as well, a lot of bits and pieces, yeah. Past the game yesterday, Southside, I don't know if you noticed, is that Hadji tried to play Yefty had a beautiful wee reverse.
No, I must have missed it.
You must have missed it. You might not have seen it in the game. It was out for a goal kick, but he done them all with the eyes, AK, didn't he?
I must have missed it too. The sun was in the eyes.
Dear, oh dear. It was in the first half, mate. The sun wasn't out. Dear, oh dear.
I've got an excuse for maybe not seeing it yesterday for a bit.
He's no excuses. You know,
I was.
You know, maybe his bottom line, maybe his bottom lip was trembling Southside.
He's an intelligent player, Hadji. You know, you can see it. And we were talking about it coming back down the road. Somebody mentioned Cantwell, and I said, "All right, aye." And I said, "Well, I told you before, Hadji's done more in the Rangers jersey than him and Tom Lawrence put together." And I still believe that. And I don't think we miss Cantwell, but one of the boys brought up, do you think if differences had been resolved or whatever the issue was between the manager and him, but I think it was the wages and everything else that went with, to be honest with you, to get him off the books. But he was just saying, do you think Cantwell would have been in that, could have come into that team now the way we're playing, as in the type of player he was? We had a debate about that, but we all agreed that we didn't think we'd pass the ball as much as the players that are in the team now, like Bezrami or Hadji. We thought he'd hold on to the ball more, try and be more Mavericky. I don't know what you think of that, just on a side issue there.
Listen, Cantwell, when he played, he looked as if he could make a difference for us. AK, I don't know if you would agree.
He had fits and starts. His first 6 months. Aye, when he came in initially, the 6 months that Beale had him, I thought he was brilliant. He was really good, a positive factor in the game. But let's not forget, Beale dropped him for that first game away to Kilmarnock, and ever for then he had discipline issues with the management, and it spilled into Clermont. So it's you can't have discipline issues in your dressing room. So I didn't mind it when we get rid of Cantwell, to be honest with you. And I think Hadji is a better option. Cherny's definitely a better option. And it was just too ill discipline for me, Cantwell.
It was a difference maker, as inconsistent as Hadji. Only time will tell, but I take your points outside. You know, Hadji's contributed in some big moments through the piece. And by the way, how many assists? I know he wasn't too involved yesterday, but I mean, that was 3 goals in a row. He assisted the Holt's goal up at Perth. It was a Hadji assist. And then the first 2 goals in the Kilmarnock victory were both Hadji assists. So he's making a difference outside.
He certainly is. He's an intelligent player. And the fact we'll probably get a bit more movement up front, even if we're just playing the one, if it'd been Igamane or Danilo. But we've got intelligent players on the park, and if we can fill your team with sort of them and fit them into the system, because you know what they're doing, they're good football players. And at the moment, Hadji's too fitted. You can see a pass, he's assisting at the moment. And I'm sure he'll go on the score sheet pretty soon. So, no, I think he's made a good addition to the team, but I still think Igamane in the short period and Danilo has made that contribution as well with the way we've got it. Raskin coming in has been a good addition in the middle of the park. So, I can see that Hadji's come back. I think we should all applaud him for his attitude. The fact that he's came back in, he could have sulked But he kept saying he wanted to come back and play football. And he's certainly doing that for us at the moment. So I think he's been a good addition to the team. I think we'll probably miss him on Thursday, but I think we could probably look forward to him probably coming back on the Sunday. But at the moment, Ox, I think he's doing everything that we're asking him to do.
Does that mean that is it a straight Barron, Raskin, and Diamande playing one forward? Is it pick itself because of where we are? We can't pick Lawrence, we can't pick Hadji. Is that pick itself for Thursday night, AK?
There's Rami, I think you could throw into that equation as well, Ox. I'd like to see with that.
Based on what?
Based on he was bought as a number 10.
Who said that?
Diamande's thing with Clement himself. He always looked for his number 10. So, but he was forced to play him out left because we didn't have the option of Matondo or Cortes. And he'd more options in the middle of the park with Lawrence and Diamande, he felt, and obviously Hadji's come into that bracket. For me, I'd be playing Bajrami in number 10 and give him his opportunity.
He'd done it once in Europe against Leon, didn't he? He played there that night, didn't he? From memory.
He moved them in. Aye.
I don't think his form's been great, AK, yeah? If I'm being honest.
Listen, Diamande's not exactly been brilliant in there either, but because it's a new position for him too, it's a quandary that he's going to have to think about, because obviously Hadji and Danilo weren't part of the European squad, because at the start of the season when he had to name it, Danilo was just coming back for injury and Hadji wasn't part of the first team.
No,
his contract dispute, you know.
No, there's no criticism, is there, that they're not part of the squad, if we're honest, Southside, when you're for to name it.
No. But you're talking about Bajrami. He could play as a 10, he could play in there. Diamande, it depends if he's going to play the one striker up front on Thursday night. It will depend on what his way of thinking. Or whether you maybe take Igamane out or play him wide left and he plays Dessers as a number 9 through the middle. Just because he'll probably no start on the Sunday. Danilo can come back and you've got Igamane probably starting, maybe by coming off. I don't know what his thinking will be, or you start with Igamane through the middle and you build your team round about that. It'll depend on how he sees it. He'll obviously, listen, we've studied teams in Europe and we've been pretty spot on with our tactics. Let's not be kidded. We've done well in Europe tactical wise, so he'll have a look at Spurs. It might be hard to pick their starting 11, but he'll have an idea of their shape and how they play. So he'll look at maybe where we can hurt them, and it'll depend if he thinks we can get to them in the right back position. They might use Bajrami out there because he's got a bit of pace. We'll wait and see, but it's an interesting thing for him to have a team to pick for Ox, and he's got us guessing what it might be, you know, so that's all good. It's not like predictable, we know what the starting 11's going to be.
All right, the show's moving on. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Oh, interesting stuff. I don't think there can be any criticism, as I said, AK, for Danilo and Hadji not being in the squad when you've had to name it, eh?
That's the situation at the start of the season, so it's valid reasons for me. Why would you have Danilo in there when he's just recovering from injury? And obviously we didn't know the situation with the Hadji, how that was going to develop. Obviously the two of them coming into the team has been excellent. The contribution that are made, but Igamane coming into the team as well in the role that he's playing has also been a massive positive, particularly the last 4 games when we have been scoring goals. So it's something that he's going to have to figure out. If Dessers is going to come in there for Danilo, and if it's either Bajrami or Diamande coming in there for Hadji, then it's going to... I don't think it'll probably be to the detriment of the speed of play, maybe the speed of thought. Dessers isn't as quick in the head or the movement as what Danilo is, and certainly Bajrami or Diamande isn't as comfortable in the role as what Hadji is. So it's one of them, innit?
Aye. In other words, we can't catch up, right, me.
Aye, it doesn't help.
Aye. I think they'll be both upset at missing a big game on Thursday night, but there might be part of them, if they're giving a nod for Sunday, they'll maybe sacrifice it. I don't know. I think most players want to play in the next game Southside and see what it takes them.
I would imagine all the players that are available will all want to play in these next two games. I mean, let's not be giddy, two massive games, a cup final and a European tie at Ibrox against an English team. So aye, they'll all want to be part of it. We've just got to, as we think as supporters, first and foremost, we want to win the two games. But when you think of the bigger picture, we don't want any injuries and we want our strongest, freshest team on the park for the Sunday because of the recovery time that's involved. We don't have a lot of recovery time for this game on Thursday, and it'll mentally and physically take it out all the players, the build-up to it and everything else that goes along with it. It's all right thinking that I'll know, but all players talk about it, these type of games, it does mentally and physically drain you, and the emotion of the game. So, but no, I'm looking forward to Thursday night, and I think all the players that are at Ibrox are the same, mate. We're all looking forward to these two games.
Aye, I think so. Right, as we said, come and use your thoughts. What you would do. We're a wee bit short when you take the two players out. We go for having a wee bit of competition to being a bit short again, AK, if that makes sense, yeah?
Aye, as I say, you're leaning on probably Dessers. You're looking at Diamande, Bajrami. You've got McCausland there as well. You've obviously got wee Ridvan on the bench. You could have Tavernier on the bench if he's no starting. You get Sterling. It doesn't help
Are you
because
starting Sterling, AK?
if he's fit, I would. If you're getting 60, 70 minutes out of him, that would do me, and then keep him for Sunday.
Okay. Big call, Southside, big call.
Aye, he's got to get game time at some point, I would think, before Sunday. So he's got to play at some point, I believe. Up to the manager what he thinks. I'd say he's probably got to play on he's got to play on Sunday for me. He's got to start on Sunday. Horses for courses, and I just think that he starts Sterling on Sunday. So I think he would probably have to get some part of game time. That'll be the manager's call, whether he sticks with Tav at the moment and starts him against Tottenham, and then brings Sterling on at some point to get some game time into him before Sunday. But that'll be the manager's decision, Ops.
Aye, big call. Interesting. You know,
What's your own thoughts, Ops? What's your own thoughts on that?
I'd be interested to know how fit Sterling is, mate. Yeah, you mentioned 60 or 70 minutes. You come back with the play yesterday, half an hour. Was it as long as that? I don't even know if it was as long as that, was it?
Subs were maybe about 65 minutes, so about 25 minutes, 30 minutes, didn't he?
Aye, half an hour. And by the way, he passed out of the park, I think, about 3 times, yeah. You know, he's not the most cultured, so we'll see where it goes. Look, we know he's got more pace than Tav's got, if that's your concern. So if you were just pick the team on pace outside, then you would play Sterling all day long. Is he comfortable on the ball? Is he a better defender? Possibly. Is Tav more likely to get you a goal? Definitely. But it depends how you're setting your team up, what your priorities are, isn't it?
Aye, listen, let's not be kidded. Maeda is quick, right? He probably runs by most players in Europe when at full tilt. He is a quick player, but an average player with pace goes by Tav now. That's the issue. You could you could, if a manager, if Sterling's not going to be available or enough fitness in him or whatever the manager sees, and you play Tav, then you're going to have to then think about how do you cover them and how do you block that pass off unless they're playing a long ball. That will be the manager's decision as well. But Sterling has to hopefully have enough fitness levels in him to start. I would want to start him on the Sunday. Granted, going forward, Tav's a more gifted player. He's more intelligent. You can see what he did on Sunday for just inside the box. If he's at the edge of the box, he's got instincts to go in and try and get a goal. All the sort of things I think Sterling doesn't have. But on Sunday, it'll be about probably we need to be solid at the back. If we can keep a clean sheet on Sunday, then that will take us a long way. So Sterling physically, would be better in that position. But going forward in the wee touches you're looking for, in the wee passes, he's not so cultured at that at the moment, but could get better.
We'll see. Well, it just shows you the support can't be that excited. No callers tonight. There must be the calm before the storm, AK.
Maybe they're just satisfied with what they've seen at the weekend there. Or maybe just enjoying us having a blur between us. I don't know, but getting back to your point there, South, I just think Tavernier playing against Dundee United, St Johnstone, Kilmarnock, Ross County, you'll get away with him there because he's not going to be under pressure with a quick winger like that. Maeda, there's history there. Him tearing them apart. Spurs will offer a similar kind of threat. I just think that, listen, if Sterling isn't fit enough to start, I would even consider Balogun out there before Tavernier. That's just the worry that I've got.
I think we'll need to get him to report to HR first. Tomorrow morning to get tested.
Was that for? What game was that for? Did you say Balogun?
Well, just for a right back. Listen, he done it before. When Phil out there at right back a few years ago. And he had a great game that day. He had a great game that day and all.
Aye, it was a while ago. Listen, he's a lot older, and if he's selected, then I think I'd rather play him in the middle. Listen, he'll have enough to do in the middle of defence. If he's picked, never mind anything else. We've just got to make sure we're solid and switched on, and how we approach the game. And I think this time coming, I think we've got at the moment we're in a good bit of form. We've got players making a difference, and we've got good movement in that. And if we don't do anything stupid like we've done in the past and give away stupid goals, I think we'll be fine. But Thursday's the most important game at the moment. That's the one that's coming. And they're on Thursday night. Their full strength team's a better team than that mob, but we're playing on Sunday. So Thursday night, good atmosphere, place rocking and bouncing, and hopefully we can take the first goal straight away and let's see how they react and just let Ibrox carry us right through. Hopefully that first off, and if we can add anything else, why not think about it? We've created a lot of chances in Europe. Spurs are probably the best team that we're faced in the group at the moment, but doesn't mean to say you can't create chances against them. So it'll be how the game gets controlled and what team he picks, but I'm certainly looking forward to it, Hawks.
I think there's we'll see what Thursday what happens and how fit Sterling is, but let's assume, just for argument's sake, the two of them are fit for Sunday, okay, yeah?
Yep.
Right. I think there's logic in Sterling starting ahead of Tavernier, and I'll tell you what it is. If things weren't going your way and you needed a goal in the last 20 minutes, which I can't believe we didn't do against the D United, yeah? You could bring Tav on because he's more likely to get you a goal without doing a lot. Yeah? But you couldn't do it the other way about it, if that makes sense, yeah?
Aye, I agree with that, aye. I see your logic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but aye, we'll see. So, big calls Clement's got to make, yeah? And by the way, unlucky the boy Casemiro, wasn't it? Unlucky. He was just starting to look decent. He looked very comfortable on the boss outside. We hadn't seen him much at centre back, but we seen him playing there a couple of times, just covering, and he still looked reasonably comfortable. So we were unlucky with his injury. Yeah.
Aye, it's one that come on. It's an extra squad player that have been good asset for us. Like you said, he could play anywhere across the back four, and maybe in a game going forward, we could maybe have spelled Suter out of there, and he could have went in there at centre back beside either Balogun, probably for a game like that. Wouldn't it take you could maybe spell him out? You should maybe look at the fixtures depending where we're going, and we should be able to maybe play a game with Balogun and proper to rest Suter a game if we really have to, because you've got to remember he's played the Scotland games and all, and so today with sports science, and he's playing every minute, and he's playing well, and he'll certainly play the next two. But after that, you don't know how it'll be and how if he can still keep playing on or no. You'd like to think he can, but sports science dictates. But no, the big man's a miss with his injury. It's bizarre how it happened, and it's unfortunate for him. And he's missed because he would have been a good addition to the squad, filling in at right back as well. I've been Sterling wasn't fit to help Tavernier, and we've lost that. But we've just got to go with what we've got. And sadly, he'll not be here maybe next season if we're going to renegotiate this deal.
Anyway, we've been joined by Bob J. Good evening, Bob J.
Hi, good evening, everyone. How you doing? I just thought I'd get a wee quick call just to start the week.
Hi,
well, here we go. Here we go into two big games. And we're a big club, so we play big games. So good luck to the Bears on Thursday and Sunday especially. So I am looking forward to it. Any apprehension in the camp? Any optimism? Been speaking about it tonight.
We're always optimistic. We're always
Of course
optimistic.
we are. Of course we are.
Sometimes
We're at
we're
home
not
on Thursday
realistic,
night.
but we're always optimistic. Yeah.
Yes. That's true. I watched Tottenham yesterday. Well, they're a Premiership giant, aren't they? But I don't think they defend too well. So if we can get a bit of pressure on them, well, you never know what can happen. Never know what can happen. I believe Mr. Boyd's made a comment about us. I never picked up on it. What was it he said?
Who was that? Oh, yeah, I never missed that. I missed that.
What was that, Ox?
He said Chris Boyd made a comment, but I don't know what it was.
You there, Bob? Yeah.
I'm here. Aye, yeah.
Who said what?
I think Chris Boyd has made some sort of a derogatory comment, as you know. I don't know. I never heard that. But seemingly he'd made some sort of a comment like we had no chance in this cup final coming up. Some of the words to that effect, anyway.
Oh, okay. Well
we'll
see where it takes us. I mean, talking about comments, listen, I know there was a lot made about the manager said yesterday. I just wish somebody would advise him just be a wee bit more clever on his choice of words. What he said wasn't true. The two teams are coming up to play against have got biggest first team budgets, but budgets mean nothing because if that was the case, we'd have beat Hearts, we'd have beat Kilmarnock, we'd have beat Dundee United, we'd have beat Aberdeen. Mm-hmm. So budgets mean nothing, AKA.
Well, they are facts. I mean, what he was talking about is actually factual. I mean, they had the financial advantage, whereas on Spurs Day, but I know what you're saying. Rangers don't have that mentality of fearing anybody, and neither should we. We also backed it up to say, listen, we're no fear to playing them, but they have the financial advantage, just as Lyon did, just as Leipzig did, and Dortmund did, and that. But you know, we've competed with a lot of the European giants through the years, but it is what it is, and we just need to go admit.
Southside.
If you look at it in paper, and you probably put the players down, and you put the leagues that they play in and all that, then you know who the bookies will make favourites. That's just a fact when it comes to Tottenham on Thursday night. But it doesn't mean to say that you can't beat them. You expect them to have some superstar players, or they've paid a lot of money for players that are decent. But they're not unbeatable. Score a lot of goals. If you still half them, give them chances. And I get what you're saying about the budget. He's no ranging that. Solanke was 50 or 60 million pound. I don't think he's a 50, 60 million pound striker. That I think if you paid that amount of money, you'd be looking for something a bit better than him, I would think. But that's what he cost, and he's He scored goals for them, and they've got good players, Kulievski, and they've got Song and all that. If you stone after them, they've got a couple of midfielders, and Brighton sold one to them for about 50-40 million, Basuma, in the middle of the park. So, listen, they're a good team, and we're coming to Ibrox, and all we can do is hopefully have our European form in place, and no let them stone after them and let them walk through us. But they'll certainly cause us problems in the game, there's no doubt about it. But hopefully on the night we'll get a bit of luck, and if we can get the 3 points, brilliant. If we get one at the end of the day, listen, I'll be happy with that, because it's an extra point towards getting this finishing in the top 8 of that Europa League group.
I think you've been realistic with that, Susie. You know, there's no reason why we can't win, but you're being realistic. You're tempering that with a bit of realism. KK.
Aye, listen, I think that's what come on, Dame. It's just how you construed what he said. You know, to say that he is talking facts. When teams have financial advantage, when you're paying that sort of money on your squad, that is a fact. I think they're over 400 million. Celtic spent 27.5 million in 3 players, and we spent just over 14 million on 12 players. So it is facts. But you don't play, team squads on paper. You play them out there in the grass, and then it all comes down to your organisation on the night, your character, get in about them, your setup, formations, tactics. You know, just go at them. The crowd's got a big factor too. You can put teams under pressure, just with the volume of the crowd. You get an early goal, it spooks them. We've done it with Leipzig, we've done it with Dortmund, we've done it with better teams than Spurs. Spurs are, they've spent a lot of money, but they've not won a hell of a lot. So question their character, put them under pressure, and just show them no fear, get in about them, and test their character. Do they have the bottle for the fight? And prove that our players do, and that's what we want to see.
Bob, yeah.
Did any of you see the shot of Mr. Levy at the end of that game yesterday? If any of you watched it. I gave a penny for his thoughts anyway. So whatever that amounts to, that remains to be seen. That's their problem. But aye, you're right, AK. Get them up. Your games of football aren't one on a checkbook or a boardroom. They're one on a football park. Get them up here. Get on about them. Get the heels up. We are Glasgow Rangers. We're as big as anybody. So let's go out here on Thursday night and show them what we're made of. All we're asking is to give a really good account of yourself. We know what happened the last time we played a Premiership giant, but I think Liverpool they were a far better team than what Spurs are. So, that's comparison. So go out here Thursday night, good occasion, Premier League team, hope we get something. I'll take a draw all day, that's being honest with you. So we'll see what happens. That's a big week for the club, the biggest week we've had in a long time. So let's hope we can pass it with flying colours, eh?
Yeah, it is a big week. You're right, Bob Jen. Yes, Mr. Levy will be coming home then, Southside.
Aye,
Enoch party back in the day, back at Ibrox.
Aye. Daniel Levy. He's been running Spurs for a long time down there, hasn't he? Been in control of the finances and probably part of the rebuild of their stadium and stuff. They've built that new stadium and stuff. But listen, they're a Premiership outfit. They're Tottenham, but they're beatable. And whether we do it on the night or no, we'll see. If we don't manage to get it over the line, we get a narrow defeat, then we'll probably have put up a good account of ourselves. Love to get the win, of course, today. But at the end of the day, we're above them at the moment in that table in Europe. We're above Man United in the next 2 games. So we're doing no bad for a team that's probably rotten as everybody had in their eyes and wanting to get rid of our manager and everything else that went with the storm. And come Thursday night, listen, if we can get a point or 3, that'll take us a long way, and then we can look forward to the Sunday, and that'll be a different topic come later on at the end of the week, mate.
Aye. Biggest week in a long time, eh?
Oh, 100%. But that's what being at our club is all about. For these players that Clement's brought in, the new signings and that. This is why they joined the club. The European, the big nights under the lights at Ibrox. you're looking forward to a cup final on Sunday against our biggest rivals. Chance to put another number on the board. You get a chance to maybe progress in Europe. So bring them on. Spurs, 2 trophies in 25 years, I believe, that they've won after all the hundreds of millions that they've threw at their team. So that tells me that they don't have a winning mentality for me.
EPL is just a different beast, isn't it? You know, it's a different mindset. 4th place in the league's a successful season. We can't get our head around that, Bob Jer, can we?
What was that, Ox? You're talking about the English Premier League.
4th place in the league's a successful season. We can't get our head around that, can we, if we're honest?
No, that's unthinkable for us. But this is how we've all been grousing and grunting lately with the form of our team, with the stats on our team. But we are picking up. We are getting a bit better. I think we've found a player on this young laddie this year Monday, and Igamane. I keep forgetting his name. I'm getting old.
You like him, Bob?
Igamane, yeah. I think we've found a player on that laddie.
Who does he remind you?
Does he remind me? He reminds. He's not going to believe this. He reminds me a wee bit of Alfie Morelos.
I get that. Man, I get that. Southside.
Aye, do you know what? I've got to give the Fox credit, because I remember when we first spoke and he'd actually watched a bit of him and had went and checked him up. And I remember him saying to me, he said, look, he's not really like him, but I think in time you'll see he plays a bit like him, and he's a wee bit chunky, he's got a wee bit about him, and he'd watched him, and that's how he sort of compared him to me when we talked a good few months ago. Bob Jerry's got good close control. He looks as if he can physically hold players off. He's ready for that. He looks physical, you know. He's just got to learn a wee bit more. But listen, see, at the moment, he's doing really well. He's exceeded my expectation, because a couple of times I watched him, I thought he was a wee bit off it, and he was still a wee bit away. But at the moment, he's looking like he's just come right in, and he's no scared to have a go. He's got confidence. He's up for headers. He's challenging. He's wanting to take the ball in his chest. He's even tried a couple of wee tricks, and he's good at passing. He's getting aware. He's got a wee bit more awareness about him. And I think in time, he'll turn out to be really, really good. But at the moment, he's still learning, and he's doing well, and that's all we can hope for. He's been given a chance, and he's certainly taken it.
Even Albert noticed his nutmeg yesterday, Southside. That's gone some, innit?
Did he? Aye.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not saying he's a finished article the same as Jeffy, if that makes sense, AK. But what I'm saying is, I think there's a lot to like. They could both go missing in the next 2 games. It could happen. I hope no. Hope the 2 of them are stars. But what I've seen is there's definitely potential with the 2 of them. Yeah.
Absolutely, aye, and fair play to Foxy. I remember that conversation too, Southside. As Big Stevie says, a diamond in the dirt. We might have found one there, so it's kudos to Niels Coppin and Phil Clement for picking him out to when they did, because they seen his development, and if we went back for him, say this time next year or next summer, we might not be able to afford them. So they took a chance on him. Alfie came from Helsinki at a similar age. He was a wee bit rough and ready his first year, but Gerrard developed him into a smashing striker. So let's hope he goes down the same pathway with Igamane.
If I'm being honest, I think Igamane has got a better touch than Morelos. Yeah, if I bring the ball down and more skillful. But I get there is similarities, Bob Jer, with they try and get in front of people and use their lower body strength, their upper body strength to hold the defender off. Yeah.
Aye, and I hope he's got a better attitude than Morelos had. That's what let him down. I used to love Alfie. I thought he was a fantastic wee striker, but he could have been better. Could have been went on to bigger things in the game. But he never, and I think it was just due to his attitude. This laddie seems to have a really good attitude. He loves where he is, he loves what he's doing, and you can see that yesterday. He adores playing for Rangers, so as long as we've got him, let's make the most of him. Because I think we've unearthed a diamond here, and he will get better. So Scottish defences, look out.
I don't think we can argue with that. AK, can we?
No, absolutely spot on, Bob. I was thinking the same myself. Far better attitude, and let's hope he has the goal return, a better goal return than Alfie had domestically and in Europe. Good comment.
Listen, 4-4, mate. 4-4 for Igamane, yeah.
Superb.
You know, Leon, Nice, St Johnstone, Kilmarnock, Ross County. 3 games away from home. He scored 4 goals in 4 games. To coin a phrase on here, that's a fact, Southside, isn't it?
I better fact check that one. Listen, there's been 4 different types of goals. And listen, I'm not going to really want to compare it with Alfie. Probably in time he probably will, but at the moment Alfie scored a lot of good goals, and sometimes they were, I mean, I can think of a few where they were instinctive, and they were really, really good goals. Alfie scored, but the wee man, certainly when Alfie was running in 1-on-1, you weren't always thinking he might score. He just put his head down and blasted it. That's what he did. But he occupied defences and he bullied them and all that. But the most important thing is to put the ball in the back of the net. And at the moment, he certainly knows where that is.
Well, I like Morelos as well at his peak, but obviously there was times when he let us down. And he tried over patience at times. But listen, we wish Igamane all the best and we'll see where it goes. And I see he's got a chant. Southside, it was that tune that he's getting his name sung.
No, I don't. That's a bit early for that tune to be sang for him at the moment, I think, you know. But it's already been adopted. But I would maybe have hung off in that one, if I'm honest.
Well, aye, that was a big feather in his cap if that pans out, eh?
Aye, I know. I might have thought of something else, but at the moment that's the one. It might get changed, but it was a special tune for a special player that played in that jersey, mate.
Danilo's old man liked
it. I certainly enjoyed the occasion yesterday, I'll give him that.
He looked cold. Anyway, last word for yourself, Bob Chair.
Aye. Well, as we say, we're a big club, we play big games, and this is a big week. And if we can give a good account of a really good account of ourselves in both games, I'll be happy. I know the year I'm wanting to win. But that'll take care of itself. Good luck to the Rangers on Thursday. Big occasion, big game against the Premier League giants. I mean, well, you never know what can happen, eh? I'll take a draw all day long. I think about the rest of you. So we're always wanting to win, but yeah. But I looked at them yesterday. They weren't too clever defensively, so you never know what can happen. So on that note, I'll say good night, gentlemen. Thank you very much for having me once again.
Cheers, Bob Chair. AK.
Thanks, Bob Chair, for your call there. I enjoyed the show tonight there, pal. Yourself, Southside, excellent. Hope everybody enjoyed the show listening. So looking forward to Thursday. As Bob Chair says, I would take a draw. Of course I would, as long as we didn't get beat. And Sunday, just looking forward to lifting that trophy with red, white and blue ribbons on it. One of the Rangers.
I hope you're right, AK. I hope you're right. Southside.
Aye, been a good wee night, mate. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Been on with AK and your good self. Bob Chair coming in and joining us. It's always good to talk about the Glasgow Rangers. And after a super Rangers away performance and a good atmosphere created by the Bears up there yesterday, all attention turns to Thursday, mate. And as always, we fear no foe. So looking forward to Thursday. And then Sunday, we can talk about that later on in the week because Thursday's the most important game. So thanks for having us. And as always, there's only one team and one crown, mate. I
think the debate will always be a mix and match this week because it's quite a unique week outside, isn't it, really? Battle of Britain and an Old Firm Cup final the same week in December.
Aye. 2 big games. I would say, obviously, the game against them always bigger than anything else, but we're a big club, and the first game we've got is the Battle of Britain against Tottenham. It's something to look forward to, and then hopefully we'll set about them on a Sunday. But aye, mate, we'll just need to juggle some of the players, and the team will be slightly different, but hopefully 2 Rangers victories by the end of it, and that's what will matter to us.
Here. Listen, thanks to Bob Shear, thanks to AK and Southside for doing the show, covering me when I had to pop out for a few seconds. Thanks to Fox and all School Blue for covering the technicals. Everybody for listening. This has been Rangers Radio. They'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, all School Blue.